Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
I'm a big nerd, so Spider-Man 2099 has been my favorite variation of Spider-Man since before the first Spider-Verse movie came out. I was actually hyped to see him at the end credits. So I can tell you that according to Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2099 isn't Spider-Man at all. Because he makes a big fuss about, oh, these are the canon events that have to happen to every Spider-Man. And then he seems to get upset when there's, like, multiple Spider-Men. But I'm pretty sure that that movie had a cameo from Spectacular Spider-Man, who has, like, every variation of Spider-Man in his universe by the end of his series. Even though he himself is the second Spider-Man. Because in the 2099 storyline, at 2000, Alchemax like takes over, and it's the end of the Age of Heroes, because it was the Age of Heroes. They had Captain America, Iron Man, all the rest of the Avengers, X-Men, and above all else, Spider-Man. So here's the story. Miguel works at Alchemax, and he's gonna quit, but then they do some illegal testing on him, because, it's illegal because he didn't actually volunteer for it at all. And so they illegally test this, like, drug on him. So he gets addicted to that. He doesn't get bitten by a spider, which is, like, literally the first thing that he's like, it's a canon event. It has to happen to all Spider-Men. Also, he doesn't have, like, an Uncle Ben moment. I watched the Game Theorist video on it, and he was presuming that, like, his daughter died. But if this is a comic accurate Miguel, he'd never had a daughter or wife. He does actually have a fiance at the start of the series, but then she becomes terrified of him, pretty much breaks up with him as soon as his fangs come in. This is even poked at in the Across the Spider-Verse, which is why I think it's going to be revealed in Beyond the Spider-Verse. I think the first time that it's poked at is Peter. Dad Peter says to Miguel, why are you so serious? Every other Spider-Man is funny. See, that's because he's not Spider-Man in the true sense. He took up the name, the mantle, because Spider-Man was like a legend, and he had kind of similar powers. He, like, in order to stop, and this isn't just like, oh, okay, but you're being a dweeb with your comic book accuracy. It doesn't have to be comic book accurate. In the movie, you see Miguel stab himself with a little syringe thingamajig, and later in the fight against Miles, his powers, like, run out, and he has to, like, rejuvenate them, because, like, when Miles kicks him off of the train, he can't get his claws in there, he can't stick into the thing, and in fact he keeps falling down until he grabs hold of a ladder. So I'm thinking that he still has to use the, like, drug to stay Spider-Man. The only thing with that is that if it is, like, a drug of sorts, it wouldn't make sense for the movie to be approved by the Comics Code Authority, because that's a whole nother can of beans. You can look that up. In that same scene, that's where it's also poked at again, is Miles is being chased by Miguel. And I'm glad they included the little detail. Miguel climbs with claws. He doesn't actually just, like, stick to things like the other Spider-Man. He has little claws that come out of his fingers, and he uses those to climb. And Miles has the line, "Are you sure you're Spider-Man?" Which kind of is what made me start thinking, wait a second, he doesn't even fit the canon events. Wasn't bitten by a spider, no Uncle Ben moment. I don't know, maybe a police captain dies? Yeah, so that's what I think in Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's gonna, like, reveal that, the canon isn't actually what destroys the multiverse or something, and, like, Miguel just really wanted to, like, hang out with a bunch of Spider-Men. And it would sort of make sense, because anytime Spider-Man has gone into, like, multiverse shenanigans, one of the first people he meets is, most commonly is 2099. Because it's actually really cool that he's, like, one of the only multiversal characters that's not brought into the mainline contingency. Like, Miles is also from another universe. He's from the Ultimate Universe, only that universe gets short wrecked, and he comes over to the main contingency. Whereas 2099 is the most commonly, like, he's from a different universe, and that's the only place you see him is in his own universe. Also, for more comic book accuracy, you know, Miguel should have been wearing shades inside because he has, like, really heightened senses and light really bothers him. But I mean, that's not really a big deal. That is me just being a big dweeb. I think it's a bit weird that Spider-Man is, like, the most commonly used in a multiverse because it doesn't really fit, like, his powers. But he's also, like, the most well-known character, so it does make sense because it, like, fits. They've already explored most other things. Also, please click the end screen and let me know what you think of my new skin. I stayed up late last night making it. I got a nice glitched effect, and I'm in my nice new red suit. I might put the techno crown back as well, but I haven't done that yet.